Alright guys, so one of you guys suggested that we do a how-to fly fish video, and we are going to do that today. So right now I'm just at the house. Tomorrow I will be going fishing and covering casting and techniques, all that stuff. But for now I'm just going to talk about flies and the basics, what you need, stuff like that. So let's get into it. Alright guys, so the first thing you're going to need for fly fishing, pretty obvious, is fly fishing reel, fly fishing line, and a fly fishing rod. Now, I would suggest just getting like a combo off Amazon. Most of them come with line, reel, and the rod. For beginners, I would say 5 or 4 weight is the best because it's pretty much for anything. Rod length, I would say anywhere from 8 to 9 feet is good for a beginner. And yeah. Now let's talk about flies. So fly-wise, there are 3 different types of traditional flies. The first one that I want to cover is a dry fly. Dry fly is really anything. The way you can identify it is just really anything that has a lot of like hair on it, stuff like that. Not hair, but so these are just some examples of dry flies right here, just a couple for example. The second and most popular, in my opinion, at least it's my favorite kind, is nymphing / nymphs is the name of the fly. So with nymphs you have a bunch of small things like that, even down to the smallest flies I own, which are size 22 midges. And a midge sounds like a different kind of fly, but just look at how tiny that is even compared to that one. That's actually pretty big for a nymph. And then I think this technically is in the nymphing category. A lot of people hate on these. It's one of my favorite wintertime flies, is the squirmy wormy. These work anywhere with stock trout, anywhere where you're not catching stuff. Squirmy wormy is the way to go. Now, the way you can identify a nymph usually is by the way they have a bead head. The size of them, they are ideally smaller than a normal fly, and just overall they don't look like they would be able to float. So yeah. The third category is streamers. Now, streamers can go anything from looking like this to looking like this. Streamers are to imitate small bait fish, I'm pretty sure, and they can range from big like this, I have one that's like this big, to small little ones like this. And these are really good for any time you're fishing, you see all those fish, but you just can't catch them, you don't know what fly to use, throw out a streamer, and you're pretty much guaranteed to get a fish. That has happened a lot to me, especially if you live in a snowy climate like me. I live in Colorado, and I do a lot of winter fly fishing. You're going to want some of these in your fly box. You can throw them out, because when it snows, the fish go for these because there's not really flies out. So, yeah. One more thing I want to cover before tomorrow is strike indicators. Now, they're really just little things that look like this, but really they are just like a bobber, just pretty much a bobber. And I will show you guys a quick and easy way on how to put one of those on your rod setup. So you really just want to grab your line wherever you want to put that bobber. And also, bobbers are mainly only used for nymphs, rarely for streamers, and never for dry flies. Sometimes people use dry flies as bobbers / strike indicators. Strike indicators is really the proper name. So you're going to make a little loop like that. You're going to pinch it, make it super small, just a little tiny loop. I don't know if this is really picking up well on camera. You want to make it as skinny as possible. Stick it through the bobber like so, and then take the loop and just put it around the bobber and then pull tight. And there's your indicator on your line. You can move it. So that's that. And yeah. Just one more thing. This is just something to say about trout specifically. Even if you are an angler that uses a spinning rod for trout, you probably know this. Trout are very delicate, and when you catch one, you want to wet your hand before releasing it. You want to wet your hand, take your pictures. Don't keep it out of the water too long. I've made some mistakes with that earlier in my life, and then just take a picture and release it off. So yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow. It'll be the same video, and we'll be out there. Alright guys, we're out here at Bear Creek, and this is the how to fly fish video. I got my buddy Grant. He caught a pretty nice 13-incher, and we are, oh, I just had one. This is crazy fishing today. So yesterday I told you guys about the flies, got the fly rod. So really for casting and stuff like that, you really just, you bring the fly rod back, especially if there's like trees behind you, and then you really just fling it forward. And it should, if you have enough weight, just to go forward like that. So that's good. And then if it's like this, you can kind of do like a backhand cast where you go like that. That's a good type of cast. It's not always the most effective, but it always works. So, yeah. And when your bobber goes down, a lot of freshwater fishermen hook set to the side and stuff. I hook set straight up. So let's see if we can get one, and I'll tell you guys more about casting later. Alright guys, super beautiful 13-inch rainbow. He got a little scar there, but that's a really beautiful fish. Look at him go.
1-1.
Yeah. Oh, we're getting big so bad.
Okay.
There he goes. Alright guys, so I'm sorry, but our fishing day just got too good. And so I stopped fishing and went over to my friend's house, went to Wash Park, and I actually got 2 rainbow trout there too. And we were only fishing for like a half hour. I'm really glad about today. I wish I could have gotten more of the casting things. Drop a comment down and a like down if you think I should do a video just about casting. I think I covered a lot of stuff, but tell me if there's anything I missed that you guys would like, so yeah.